Now boys, what's going on? This is Yorkie here and welcome back to another episode of this Tottenham rebuild on Football Manager 2023. And in today's episode, we're going to have two massive games. We're going to be taking on Southampton in the Carabao Cup. And of course, for Tottenham, this big goal is basically win a trophy. Just win any trophy as quickly as possible. And the Carabao Cup could be that. We're also going to be taking on Liverpool in the Premier League, which will be no easy feat. But let's see how the 8 new signings have done in this Tottenham squad and how we've done so far since starting to rebuild the team. And of course, life after Harry Kane. And I tell you what, things are going pretty damn well. Things are going pretty damn well indeed. We're currently second. Like, how are we doing this? I don't know, but you'll notice over here, right here, Evanilson is the top goal scorer. He's joint with Erling Haaland, but he's the top goal scorer. He's got the highest average rating out of anyone. This man as the Harry Kane replacement has just come in and been absolutely unreal. I cannot explain how good he's been with currently having 12 goals and 2 assists in 9 appearances. He's just gone on this unbelievable run of form in this last set of games, which if you didn't see the last episode, we took on Chelsea, we took on Arsenal, 2 victories, 2 very good victories, but Evanilson kind of got himself off the mark. 3 goals there in those 2 games, greatness. And then after this boring result against Everton, this 0-0, we dominated it, but nothing happened. We have just been on an absolute tear, and that's hugely down to 2 players, really, in Evanilson and Kulusevski. Those 2 have been balling out. I'm so impressed with how well Kulusevski has done. He gets in really good positions. He makes fantastic runs. He's very good at putting the ball in. And I mean, he's scored several goals. And having that outlet on the right-hand side has been absolutely perfect. Alongside, of course, Evanilson. This man just bags goal after goal after goal, playing in that pressing forward position up top. He's just been superb so far. I can't believe how much we've nailed the replacement of Harry Kane by just bringing in Evanilson. I've never used him before, and I thought this guy looks brilliant, and he's done the job. The biggest thing about this run of games as well, it coincides with the Everton and Arsenal game to make it a record streak of goals without conceding. We end up going 7 games without conceding, and I mean, if it wasn't for Man City's game in hand, we would be top of the league. So taking on Liverpool today is going to be super important, because if we beat them, we go back top of the league, but Liverpool are Liverpool, so they're 4th. So, I mean, I think not having Champions League football this year for Tottenham has been great. But the standout game for me in this run is the game we've just played, and that was taking on Aston Villa in just pure domination, getting a 6-1 victory and a Evanilson brace. I managed to change the squad near enough fully at halftime. We brought on all the youngsters and could take off the big names basically at halftime because we absolutely dominated them. They did make a couple of mistakes, and a Maddison penalty to kick things off was fantastic, but this was kind of Son's coming out game because he's not had a good start. He's currently 12 starts, 2 goals, 1 assist. So it hasn't really been a good start for Heung-min Son, and I knew at some point he was going to kick on because attribute-wise, this guy is an absolute beast. But yeah, it wasn't a good start, but there we go. We got 2 goals in that one, so hopefully now Heung-min Son can kick on. But let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into this Southampton game, and I'm going to make some changes. I'll tell you someone who has kicked on, actually. Vanderson has been a beast. I mentioned in the last episode, like, he started his career really poorly at Tottenham. He was up for Young Player of the Month, in which he won because he's just been fantastic. 2 assists, but you can see by his average rating, I mean, this guy's just a beast. At 21, he's going to be the permanent right back for a long time. He's already displaced Pedro Porro, who had a knock, and I just kind of went with him straight after. Pedro is on his way back as well. I'm super excited for that. We're going to start Kulusevski, but we are going to start Richarlison on the left. I'm going to keep Evanilson up top. Well, as long as he's doing well, he's going to stay up top. But I am going to rotate for this. I still think the starting 11 that we put out will be strong enough, but I think we should be rotating for this game. And this will be the 11. Most noticeable changes will probably be Tanganga coming in. I would have said so. We're going to go Sarr and Thuram. That'll be the first time we skip in behind. So, I mean, it's a young starting 11, but that front 3 should be able to do damage. Richarlison has actually been okay. He's got 4 goals, so I can't complain too much. I tell you who's been a beast too is Vicario. We're having some issues right now with Hugo Lloris because he's purely just absolutely frustrated with the situation that he's in. But Vicario has been a beast. He's only conceded 10 clean sheets. His average rating is ridiculous, out of this world. So he's definitely the goalkeeper for the future in the team. And I think Hugo Lloris's days are done. We'll probably let him go on a free. Hopefully here, first game of the episode, going to do a double header again, we can get a win. But having said that, lads, if you're new to the channel, smash subscribe, man. I appreciate the support on this series already. I know we're a FIFA channel, and I know going back to FM is a big change. So you never know what kind of support you're going to get. But I feel like the series so far has got good support. And I'm struggling like hell right now to get content out. So this takes a long time for me to sit down and record because I work in catering. I'm a chef. And the summer period is the busiest period of the country pub I work in. So we're just non-stop at the minute, especially with the school holidays. So I do appreciate the support regardless, even though the videos aren't coming out as consistently. But the most important thing here is don't get knocked out of the cup. Be able to rotate a little bit and still make sure we go through. That is just so important. It's pivotal to what we need to do here at Tottenham. And I feel like for the first time, I feel quietly confident with some of the rotational players as Richarlison should be making that 1-0. That was great football from us. This is a little bit of a kick clash, though, on the eyes. Actually, do you know what? Someone recommended that we change the camera. They recommended that we changed it to TV. So we're going to give this a go because I'm still going to use sideline when I'm playing. I want to use that for tactically and whatnot. But this could be handy for just showing you guys the games. If you guys prefer this kind of camera, this is what we could go for. But what I don't like right now is that Southampton are getting a little bit of run of possession and a good ball into small bone. And it's going to be 1-0. And we've been dominating, haven't found the back of the net yet, and we concede early to Southampton. This is the first time in, I believe, like over 2 months that we've gone down first. Poor defending from the lads, and given that is the first opportunity that Southampton have been able to have, this is pretty frustrating. And for the rest of the half, not being able to create a single opportunity that is worthy of a highlight is starting to stress me out. Is it just one of those things that in cup competitions, we're just not going to be good enough? Now, I have to believe this squad is good enough, though, because we played so well, but maybe some changes to that midfield. We do have the more experienced players on the bench if needed. Kulusevski is through here, and this is where he's been a danger man. Richarlison's going to be in there. Kulusevski is going to try and go all the way. It's not going to work out for me. And this kit clash is absolutely destroying Yorkie's eyes. I'm not going to lie. The glasses are going on. I thought I'd be fine. Not with this kit clash. And now is it going to be an opportunity? Smallbone has made it in behind comfortably every time. And we get a little bit lucky. That's cleared off the line. Actually had the cleaner of chances. Though only having 2 of them, actually had the cleaner of chances. I think it's only a matter of time before I make the subs. But I still want to give these guys the opportunity to get back into it because we are performing well. And Kulusevski there in acres. Drill it in. Oh my God, how do we not get on the end of that? Let's hope for a good corner in. We want to go down fighting. I don't want to go down easily. Southampton are championship now as well. So this is a real sloppy result. If we go out against a championship side, it kind of just doesn't give you confidence, does it? It doesn't give the board confidence. It doesn't give the fans confidence that we're going to be able to get the job done when I rotate the squad. And then this is the kind of performance we put in. But I still believe we've been dominant. So if we could just find that clinical pass. It's not going to be there, though. We just need that one key pass through. And I feel like we'll do the job. I'm going to have to make changes. I think it's going to be in the midfield. We're going to bring on Thuram. We're going to take Thuram off, bring DePaul on. I'm going to bring Bentancur on. And I'm going to keep Sarr on because he's had a fairly decent game. Evanilson is knackered. Let's play Son. Swapping around with Richarlison. Kulusevski is going to stay on. Pedro Porro is having a terrible game, but I'm going to keep him out there. And I think that'll be it. I'm close to bringing off Kulusevski for Marcus Edwards, but I think that'll be it for now. I'm going to tell Sarr to get a little bit more further forward, and I think we're going to go positive, and hopefully that will create a chance. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. I feel like it needs to be more zoomed out. I can't really see the ball. Richarlison, Tanganga, of all people, gets us back in the game. Okay, we take that from a corner. I can't say the substitutes have had any impact yet, but let's just take that. We're back in it, 1-1. Charlison knocked that down perfectly. So I'm going to encourage us now. We just need to go and make it happen now because it's straight penalties in the Carabao Cup. I don't want that stress. The fans don't want that stress. You guys don't want that stress. So if we could just go and bag another goal. I'm really not enjoying this kick clash, though. It is destroying my eyes. I spot Kulusevski. He's been so potent. He's going to be potent again. Is he onside? We'll have a bit of VAR, please, referee. Feel like he was onside, but I could be wrong. It's going to be awarded. He was onside. It's 2-1. Making the changes, going to positive, has worked perfectly. DePaul into Richarlison, who's linking up play now fantastically up top. Kulusevski slots it home. The problem here is Kulusevski's knackered, though. He's played fantastically, but he's knackered. Let's bring on Marcus Edwards, who's not actually been given too much game time, to be fair, and Sar's tired too, so we're going to bring him off. I'm going to bring him off for Basuma. Basuma can definitely play that playmaker role if needed. You kind of just have to hope for another goal now or time ticking down. It seems that option to Richarlison is what we're always going to go for, but another goal or time ticking down would be... Oh my God, imagine if Eric Dyer, of all people, bent that in top bin. 5 minutes left. If this clock can just keep ticking, okay, we'll take a corner. I don't mind me having more highlights. I'm absolutely okay with that, but 2-1, we go through unscathed. It was difficult. We conceded. We had to fight back, but I will be happy as Rodrigo de Paul scores an absolute screamer. How's he got it in from that angle? And this at 3-1 will definitely send us through. But, I mean, someone tell me how he manages to squeeze that in. That's perfect, off the post. And just like that, we are through to the next round of the Carabao Cup. And happily, I mean, we were the better team. We deserved it. We thoroughly deserved it. We were far the better team, but fair play for Southampton putting up a fight. It's going to be Championship again then with a cup draw. We're going to take on Coventry. So another winnable game. But the biggest game of this draw by a country mile is Leeds taking on Manchester United. How are Leeds doing? My beloved Leeds are second in the Championship. So if this is a hint of what might happen in real life, I will be very, very happy with this. But insanely, Leicester and Southampton aren't even in the playoff position. Here we go then, the biggest game of the episode, definitely taking on Liverpool, who are, I mean, they're 5 points behind us, but they can gain a little bit of ground here. But it's the game in hand. So if we want to go top of the Premier League, we need to win this. And Liverpool have done some decent business. Not that I felt like they needed another forward, but Liverpool have gone out and signed Gabriel Barbosa. And Gabriel Barbosa, since injuries to Luis Diaz, has had a really good start to the season. So I expect this guy to be starting up top. Their Brazilian is not as potent as ours, though. So hopefully we're going to be able to do a job. And Evanilson will be back in form because we're going to go with the strongest 11. And this is what I believe is our strongest that we could put out right now. Son can't start. He's having fitness issues. He picked up a little knock in that last game. So that's really impactful for this one. So the front three will be Evanilson, Kulusevski, and Richarlison. And that front three has done damage several times this year. De Paul comes back into the starting 11. I think he thoroughly deserves it next to Maddison and Bentancur as the DM. I'm hoping that this side can pull off a really big victory against Liverpool, but this might be a stumbling block. We've not lost since that Brentford game, and we've got a really good record against the big teams, but Liverpool could be a step too far. We both play very similar systems, so we might not match up very well against Liverpool. The plus side of this one, I shouldn't be worrying about a kit class. The negative, we are at Anfield, and going to Anfield can be a very difficult place to go and play. What I would say is a draw. If we can pull a draw out of this one, I would be really happy. They've got so many threats going forward that this is dangerous at all times as Salah makes it 1-0 only 5 minutes in. Curls that top bins. That's his 11th goal this season. It is going to be these kind of games against Liverpool where we really see potentially the difference in class of where we're at and where the other big sides are at. And I think that difference is quite big. And you can already see on the break, they're playing the same style as we are, and they're just breaking far quicker than we are. And we're being a little bit more sloppy on the ball. Kind of have to hope this young Tottenham side can kind of settle into the game. But so far, it doesn't feel like we are gonna. They're dominating this match. We don't seem to be able to get out of our own half at the minute. Look at the space there for Robertson. There's going to be so many bodies across. And there we go. Gabriel Barbosa makes it 2-0. And I said it. I think this might just be a step too far. We've been absolutely dominating the smaller teams in the league, which you would expect from us. Those two great results against Arsenal and Chelsea, but they let us play the football we wanted to. Liverpool are never going to let us do that. They're going to play very similar to us. That's a good ball. I mean, when there's that many Spurs players there, how can you leave Gabby unmarked? As we hit half-time, a little bit disappointed. I thought we'd at least put up a little bit more fight than we have done. I'm well aware, too, that when we go back into Champions League football next season, life's going to be very difficult for me because I don't feel like we have the rotation needed to play Champions League football and league football. We've hit 62 minutes and not much has happened, but you can see overall from the squad, not much is going to happen. I think at this point, we just lick our wounds and take our loss, and we make changes that are going to give players a good opportunity in the coming games. Sitalo's been awful. Let's bring on Tanganga. And, I mean, Vanderson's been pretty poor too. I'm going to keep him out there for the experience. Let's bring on Keprin Thuram as well. I'm going to make 4 subs here because, as far as I'm concerned, this game's probably dead in the water for us. So we might as well make some of the changes, get some of the younger players on the pitch. I mean, the chances-wise is 0.05 XG. So we've not really created anything that's been good enough. And every opportunity that they've won the ball back, they've broken with fantastic pace. And it doesn't feel like we've done the same. Look at that. That's from our corner. Luckily, Gabby hits the post. Destiny is being run absolutely ragged there at left back. I've changed the instructions up a little bit. I'm just trying to hold on. I don't want it to be a ridiculous result. We've gone deep line now. We're going low block, and I'm just hoping that we can hold them off. I would really like them not to score another goal here. Oh my God, off the post again and cleared off the line. I just want to get out of this game at 2-0 in this position right now. We've just got to grin and bear it. They're a much better team than we are. Let's just get out of the game at 2-0 and we can move on from the next game. That's all I need to do. Just get out of this one. Move on. We can pick up form again. This will be a loss that's quite detrimental to us. It's frustrating. In terms of what we've done, we have created some chances on target. Just none of them really having any kind of impact. So we'll take it. We'll lick our wound and we'll just move forward. I know what this squad is capable of. I always knew the matchup against Liverpool was probably going to be the hardest considering how similar we both play. But they have better players playing this system than what we have. And that kind of showed there today as they leap up to third place. And now we are only a point behind Man City. But the gap has been closed just a little bit. But our goal this season is only just to finish top 4. So as long as we are in the top 4, I don't care how we stay in there. That's all it needs to be. Get Champions League football again and continue to build on it because this team is so young. We now have that massive winter break as well. And then we're going to have January coming up. So who knows? Are we going to sign a few more players? I don't know yet, but we have a little bit of a healthy run of games coming up. And I'm excited to see what we can do as a team. But that is going to be it for this one, boys. I appreciate the support again, as per usual. I'm okay with that. Beating Southampton and going through in the cup is important. I really want to win a cup this season. And the Liverpool thing, I knew it. If we were going to lose to any of the big sides and struggle, it was always going to be Liverpool, just because we match up system for system and they just have better players than us, simply put. Thank you very much for watching. I'm looking forward to the next episode. Take care and I'll see you then.